Good evening and welcome to your Thursday edition of FSU Weather. We're looking live at Joe Campbell Stadium, beautiful stadium. You can see the sun. Some clouds up there, partly cloudy, 87 degrees with some slight winds. Right here, this is just the back scatter here, but overall, there's nothing really coming across the radar. Some showers down here, but nothing like really that's super bad and concerning. Tonight, it's going to be 67 degrees in Tallahassee, partly cloudy with some slight winds. So if you're going out, it's going to be a beautiful night. You won't need a jacket or anything. It'll be great. Tomorrow, 87 degrees, nice and hot on our way to class for this lovely Friday. Clouds in the morning and sun in the afternoon with some slight winds again. The headlines tonight: potential tropical impacts on the northeast. Find out what the weather bird of the week is and what's a sprite. All this and more on FSU Weather.
Good evening, everybody. I'm student meteorologist Sabrina Uribe with you tonight on FSU Weather. Right now, we're going to look a little bit at Joe Campbell Stadium. It is a beautiful day outside. You see that sun is shining. It's 87 degrees with partly cloudy, so that is giving us a little bit of a cool down from our regular highs with the wind at a slight breeze at 7 miles per hour. We're going to look at our temperatures a little bit. Really great temperatures. 86 degrees in Quincy. Here in Tallahassee, also 86 degrees and a little bit cooler in Apalachicola. But nothing but comfortable temperatures for us here in the region. And our dew points are also low, which is great because that means that we are having low humidity, which means that you can go outside without sweating. Woo! That's exactly what we love to hear. And our current temperatures right now are 89 in Tallahassee, our current temperatures for tomorrow will be 89 and 93 in Monticello, so those temperatures are going to be rising a little bit. We do see with our averages that we are slightly above averages. Our averages are roughly an 85-64, but today it was 89 and 69 for the day. So yeah, just slightly elevated, but really nothing too crazy going on. Really great temperatures for today. And our local radar, you do see a little bit of ground scatter right here. It doesn't really mean that there is rain or anything, but just probably the radar is picking up some smoke from the Canadian fires and such. So really nothing to worry about, no precipitation that's incoming as far as we know. And for the future, we just see a lot of clouds moving in. There is that cold front, which means that there is going to be probably some rains coming up, and those temperatures will be dropping, so be prepared for that. And for tonight, those temperatures are going to be dropping. 71 degrees in Tallahassee, which is basically almost 10 or 15 degrees lower than usual. And yeah, pretty good. Staying relatively consistent by the coast. 71 in Perry, 71 in Carabel. Honestly, great, really comfortable conditions. And for tomorrow, 87 in Tallahassee. Those temperatures are going to be around the same as they were today, which is really good. You have some consistency in the area, so keep that in mind. And for the daily planner for tomorrow, honestly, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, those temperatures are going to be pretty comfortable, as I mentioned earlier, and it looks like it's going to continue on for the rest of the day. The highest it's going to get is probably around 84, as we're seeing not really much going on. That cloud coverage is going to be staying in the area with like a slight 10% chance of rain. But yeah, that's all for me. We're going to transition to the Florida segment.
Yes, thank you, Sabrina. We're moving to the Florida segment. Once the board decides to go, here we go. All right, Panama City Beach is beautiful as always. You see the sun shining through. Tampa, some clouds. Miami also, you can see those clouds coming in down here in Miami, and Orlando slightly cloudy as well. But overall, it's very warm across all of Florida as expected. Current temperatures in Florida, the hot spot is in Tampa right now at 91 degrees, and we're sitting in Tallahassee at 87 degrees. across the whole Florida peninsula here is just quite warm, in the 80s and in some spots even in the 90s. The dew points, as we get further south in Florida, it's definitely a little moist down there, but up here in Tallahassee, it's pretty nice. The dew point's 65, which isn't bad overall. And the satellite, we have some storms across the region, just some slight showers, nothing too concerning as it looks. And up in the Big Bend area, there's really nothing up there, just more so in central Florida with some of the showers coming across. In the 72-hour rainfall forecast, we're looking at less than ½ an inch across most of Florida. In the Tallahassee region, it's going to stay dry for the most part. And down back here in Miami, it's going to be, and just north of Miami, about Fort Lauderdale area, is going to be closer to an inch of rain in the next 72 hours. And in Miami, 90 degrees Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to be 89 degrees. There's more of a chance of showers on Sunday compared to the rest of the weekend here. And Tampa is going to be another beautiful weekend. Friday, Saturday, 89 degrees, slight chance of showers, partly cloudy, and 83 degrees on Sunday in Tampa. And in Orlando, if you're heading out to any of the theme parks down in Orlando this weekend, it's going to be nice and hot, so make sure you have plenty of water and sunscreen. Friday, Saturday, 88, 89 degrees, slight chance of rain, and 81 degrees on Sunday in Orlando. Jacksonville, it's going to cool down on Sunday, as you can see, but Friday, tomorrow, we're going to be sitting at 84 degrees roughly. Saturday, 86 degrees, and again, Sunday's going to cool down at 75. It's going to feel nice over there. And it's also going to feel nice in Pensacola, where it's going to be warm to start the weekend, and then as we head into Sunday, it's going to cool down about 76 degrees there. Across all of Tallahassee tonight, it's going to be a lot cooler than we saw earlier today, so it's going to be 68 in Tallahassee, and in the rest of Florida, sitting around the 70s tonight. So if you're going out, it should be a beautiful night. Tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be 87 degrees in Tallahassee, partly cloudy. And through most of Florida, we're looking at partly cloudy. You're not going to see much rain coming through the region through tomorrow. And it's going to be warm. Down in Miami, 90 degrees. And in Fort Myers, 90 degrees as well. So we're sitting in pretty much the 80s overall in Florida for this weekend. So tomorrow it's going to be beautiful. So I suggest getting out if you're near the beach area. And once again, we're going to pass things off to Nicholas. Nicholas, can you let us know what is going on?
Yeah, the Southeast has a pretty similar story to what's going on in Florida right now. And we're going to be taking a live look at the cameras in the Southeast. And for the most part, most of the areas we have here are partly cloudy. So Tampa is actually starting to clear up. It was a little bit cloudier, and you can actually see some sunlight. And you're going to have a nice sunset if you're over there. Clemson, you got some higher upper level clouds, but you also should expect a nicer sunset. Miami, the clouds are, when I looked at this camera earlier, I could see some rain, and it's starting to clear out again. So you guys will also see a sunset. And unfortunately for Atlanta, it seems like it's going to stay a little bit more cloudy for you guys. Now, current temperatures in the Southeast show that things overall are pretty warm, with Florida being the warmest, with Tampa at 86 and Tallahassee at 86, with Miami at 85. But as you go farther north, it's going to be a little bit cooler, with Montgomery at 84 and Atlanta at 80. A little bit farther west, out in the Mississippi River Valley, near Shreveport and New Orleans, it's been a little bit cooler as it's been raining there most of the day, and there's been some more cloud covers that hasn't allowed for the temperatures to rise as much. Most of the Gulf Coast is again in seeing some higher dew points. There's still relatively muggy dew points in the 70s, but as you go a little bit farther north, conditions become a little bit drier, with dew points in Atlanta and Nashville in the mid 50s to 60s. And for the current winds, you can actually see some cyclonic flow right here over the Mississippi River in northern Louisiana. There's actually a front associated with this low pressure system right here, so you can see some winds from New Orleans coming from the south, and then winds in Little Rock and Shreveport coming from the north, and then from Tupelo and Montgomery coming from the west. So there's that cyclonic flow that you can see here on the wind direction map. And here you can see that front in the relative humidity map, and most of the rain is in the coast of the Gulf Coast, with rain affecting mostly Houston and the Texas Gulf Coast and into New Orleans. But that rain starts to dissipate as it makes its way east, and we'll see here in the heat index, things a little bit farther north are a little bit cooler, but in Florida it's still going to be relatively hot. At Tampa, having a heat index of 98. Over the next 48 hours, that cold front's going to pretty much weaken, and you won't see too much of a temperature difference, and there won't be too much rain associated with that low pressure system either. And so we will have some more cloud cover, and there's going to be a jet moving through northern Florida. As for tonight's forecast, temperatures will be in the mid 70s and upper 60s. And for tomorrow, temperatures should remain similar to today with temperatures in the mid 80s for most of the southeast. So what's going on in the tropics, Nico?
Yes, thank you, Nico. It is our reminder, it is still hurricane season, October 5th. You may be thinking it's fall. You may be thinking that we are out of the woods from hurricane season or not, even if it may be quiet at the moment. We do still have Tropical Storm Felipe to worry about. As we look here in the Atlantic, here's Felipe. Felipe kind of looks like a mess. It's kind of disorganized right now, but it is still producing tropical storm conditions. We're talking about winds of about 60 miles an hour and low pressure of about 1,005 millibars. This is going to head out to the north over the next couple days. So if you have friends and family in the northeast towards Sunday, this is going to be expected to make landfall either in Maine or in Nova Scotia on Sunday. So they need to be weather aware as this fall cold front pulls Felipe up into the northeast. It's going to produce rain. It's going to produce gusty winds. It should not be as impactful as Lee was a few weeks ago, but it is still going to have some impacts. As we look at our spaghetti models, you can see that most of them have it going up into the northeast. There's one over here. I don't think this one is going to happen, but all of these are pretty much in agreement that it's going to hit either southwestern Nova Scotia or far eastern Maine as we head into Sunday or late Saturday. So this weekend is definitely a weekend to be staying weather aware if you're up there in the northeast or Nova Scotia. If you have any outdoor plans, maybe a good weekend to move them indoors, as it does look like it's going to be very wet. And you can see our sea surface temperatures. They're over 80 in much of these red areas at the moment. They're also over 80 in the entire Gulf of Mexico. So this is one sign it's not too late for something to blow up if we get something in the right spot and hit us. So we need to stay weather aware as we do head in towards the end of hurricane season. Hurricane advice, you always want to stay weather aware, watch for the NHC updates, review hurricane plans and stock your hurricane kits, and definitely always be prepared. But now I'm going to pass things off to Joy and Sabrina.
Thank you. You always have to be hurricane aware. And today our weather what is not on the desk. We are weather whatting up here on the wall. And what are we going to be talking about, Sabrina?
Well, you could say weather what. We're going to be talking about sprites, which are these large-scale electrical discharges that occur high above cumulus clouds. As you can see in the picture right behind it, they are red, which is kind of funky and scary.
Yeah, they are super cool. So they actually flash for a fraction of a second. And so that makes them really hard to capture on cameras. And they are positive lightning strokes, and they actually soar pretty high up in the sky.
Yeah, and they often occur in clusters over the mesosphere, which is just makes them really, really high altitude. Sometimes they are incorrectly called high altitude lightning, which, they're called sprites, in case you didn't know.
Indeed, and they are mostly seen in the Midwest. So here is the first color image of a sprite. This happened in 1994, so quite a long time ago, and you can see that red that Sabrina was mentioning, so it is looking pretty cool. And the pictures that we have now of sprites are much more clear, but this was the first one.
Yeah, honestly, Joy, I'd be pretty terrified if I ever saw this in real life.
Right, but you would have to catch it pretty quickly because they happen in a blink of an eye. And here's a more updated picture. This happened this year in Slovakia, so it looks a little bit more white, but you can still see that flash of red, especially up there. And the whole point of bringing up sprites is about lightning safety, because if you see sprites, that means that there is lightning nearby. So
yeah, and you know the coin term, if you thunder roars, go indoors. You want to stay indoors at least 30 minutes after the last lightning strike to avoid getting caught in any sort of situations you might not want to be caught in.
of course, and make sure that you do not touch any electrical equipment. And as Sabrina said, wait 30 minutes before going back outdoors. And now we're going to pass things off and learn about the National.
Yes, thank you for that. I was definitely flabbergasted by that weather fact today. And we're going to be looking at the National. We're going to start here in Tallahassee, 87 degrees, partly cloudy. And as we move across, again, all of Florida, still warm. And looking at the West Coast, it's going to be in the 60s and even up north a little bit in the 50s. So quite chilly up there. If you're up there, you may need a jacket if you're going out. Starting in the west, it's going to be super dry. You can see all those low dew points indicating dry weather out there. It's more moist over here, but again, it's not too bad looking at the dew points overall. They don't look bad. The drought monitor in Tallahassee, we're looking pretty dry. As you move a little more west towards like Louisiana area, they're in exceptional drought right now, so they need to be careful out there. Hopefully they get some more rain soon. Looking up here as well, more drought across the whole national region. One of the main things going on right now is this cold front coming across this region here. It's bringing some rain. It went through Texas yesterday. Now it's looking through Louisiana, up through Tennessee, and up into the northeast. It's going to be bringing some rain showers. And in the Euro rainfall in Louisiana, again, you can see the rain that's coming in is going to be about an inch to an inch and a half, and in some parts it may even get up to 2 inches of rain in the next couple days. And in the northeast as well, it's going to be just about less than an inch in most of the region. Over here in Philadelphia, where I'm from, less than an inch. But again, as you move more north, there's going to be more rain as that storm is coming through and that tropical system is moving through as well, which is going to bring even more rain to those northeast regions. In the temperature outlook, we're looking pretty normal everywhere. More up in the northeast is a little below normal for the temperatures, and in the west coast of the region, it's looking to be a little bit more above normal. But overall, we're sitting pretty normal everywhere, which is pretty good for this time of year. And look at this beautiful graphic here, 68 degrees in Tallahassee tonight. It's pretty cloudy overall, and the temperatures throughout the whole region, again, are going to cool down a little bit, especially with that front coming. So looking at tomorrow as well, it's going to be warm again. So Nicholas, can you pass things up and let us know?
Yeah, so right now we're going to be talking about one of my favorite segments, the bird of the week. And what is the bird of the week this week? Well, it's none other than the American crow. Yeah, there we go. It's none other than the American crow, which is one of America's most common birds, and it's very common in Native American folklore, and it's really synonymous with October and Halloween. So crows are thought to be among one of the most intelligent birds, and the reason that is because kind of like humans and dolphins, their brain is much larger compared to their body mass as when compared to other birds. And in folklore, one crow flying alone is a sign of foul weather, but if a crow flies in pairs, then they should expect fine weather. And if a crow flies south, an intense winter may be expected. If they fly north, the opposite should be expected. Now, a little secret that us meteorologists do, we actually don't forecast, we just look at crows. Current conditions for Wellington, well, now American crows pretty much live everywhere, but we decided to pick Wellington today for Sabrina, who is birthday today. And it's going to be partly cloudy today, 84 degrees, and with a wind of east-northeast at 8 miles per hour. The temperature at Wellington is going to be 88, pretty much average, a little bit higher. The low is a little bit higher than what we usually see at 75, but nowhere near the record of 92 or that low record of 63 from 1897. As for current temperatures right now, it's 85 in Wellington, 86 in Royal Palm Beach, and a little bit closer to the coast, it's a little bit cooler at 84 and 85. And for the current radar, you should see some maybe spotted showers here and there, very brief, maybe 5-10 minute showers, typical summer Florida conditions. And as into tonight and into tomorrow, it's going to get partly cloudy, and you will see another couple passing showers throughout the day. And so maybe like a tenth of an inch is expected. And as for the 4-day forecast in Wellington, temperatures should remain relatively warm at 90 degrees. And you should see a chance of rain 40% on Sunday. So if you are want to go see some American crows, maybe that's not the right time to go see them. But Friday and Saturday, awesome bird watching weather. So Sabrina, what's in the birthday forecast?
Oh, let's see. We're going to be talking about our lifestyle, but first of all, thank you so much for those birthday wishes, Nico. I will be celebrating it tonight. It's my 21st, so hooray! But yeah, so we're going to look out, around the area in the Panhandle. It is looking gorgeous, just what I do on my birthday, you're welcome. Who said meteorologists don't control the weather? Not me. Anyways, so our current temperatures are looking pretty comfortable and great, 86, as nothing much has changed since the beginning of the show. And our dew points are also really, really in good places. Definitely not super humid, super comfortable, really, really good stuff. But if you are trying to stargaze tonight, honestly, that is not the move. It's poor viewing conditions, and it is a full moon, which means that you're not going to be able to see the stars very clearly anyway. So if those were part of your plan, maybe pick a different day, or I'm not sure. It's all good though. And for our flights into Tallahassee, honestly, no delays, just maybe a little bit cloudy. The temperature is 87 degrees, but great day for flying. Honestly, as they say, no delays. Yeah, honestly, what else is there to say? For tomorrow, those temperatures are going to be rising a little bit. There is going to be cloudy, so probably not as intense with the blaring sun. However, the winds are going to be a slight breeze, so don't expect too much cool down from that either. And our dog walk forecast, we have Ale's beautiful dog, Bono. Now he's being covered. But here is pretty good conditions to walk your dog. That cloud coverage, again, is going to provide some pretty comfortable conditions so that their paws aren't getting burned in the heat and all that stuff. So yeah, honestly, any time of day is going to be a great time to go walk your dog. Maybe go to Landis, enjoy a sunset of some sort. Great stuff. And for our pool cast, great conditions. Again, honestly, the temperatures have been looking really, really nice for the past week. Mainly cloudy, so I guess if you're trying to get a tan, that's not maybe what you're trying to be looking for. However, the temperatures are getting warmer, especially around 3 p.m. at 85 degrees. With that low humidity, it ought to be a great day to go to the pool. And for the beach, if you're trying to head a little bit trip to the coast, temperatures, again, great. Maybe a little bit cooler than what you'd want for the beach, but 79 degrees is still great temperatures regardless. I ought to heat up later on into the day, but that cloud is still going to be there, so no tanning for any beachgoers either. And now for nightlife, 80 degrees, great conditions. Honestly, I'm really excited about that. Partly cloudy, not much to worry about, really comfortable conditions if you're trying to go do some stuff and celebrate my birthday for me. I'll take it in solidarity. And our countdowns, Halloween is in 26 days, be getting those costumes ready, and Thanksgiving is also in 49 days. It'll honestly come up sooner than you might think. And for the weekday, honestly, the story stays the same, a little bit sunnier on Monday, but not much is changing, maybe just some drops in temperatures as that cold front begins to pass through. But Joy, tell us about the local.
I will do, Sabrina, and happy birthday to you. And it's a beautiful day for a birthday girl because it is 87, partly cloudy. It feels like summer even though it's October. We should be experiencing some fall-like conditions relatively soon. And we will peek a little bit more into that when I talk about the cold front approaching. But right now, it is not really feeling like fall. With a temperature of 86 in Tallahassee, and these temperatures are staying pretty consistent across the board here in the Big Bend region. We do have an 80 down in Apalachicola, but other than that, some pretty warm summer-like temperatures with some pretty muggy dew points. 65 in Tallahassee and even 69 in Monticello. These dew points should be going down as that cold front passes through our region that a lot of us were mentioning earlier. And we can't really see it with the winds yet with a easterly wind of 7 miles per hour, but once that front starts to pass through, we'll see a lot of more northwesterly winds and even some westerly winds. And we will have some pretty windy conditions upcoming, but right now, let's focus on tonight. As that front passes through, we will see a lot more cloud coverage in our area. 71 in Tallahassee. These are the conditions that we've been experiencing for the past couple of weeks, so they're pretty mild and comfortable and a great night to go out, especially if it's your birthday, so enjoy tonight. And right now with our radar, there's not much going on. There's just some ground clutter here. But as we head into tomorrow, that cold front will be bringing in a lot of these clouds into the area. There is a chance for spotty showers, but other than that, it should be relatively nice tomorrow. Just a couple of clouds to worry about, and those temperatures will eventually drop. But 69 in the morning tomorrow at 6 a.m. And as we make our way through the day, it will be 84 by 6 p.m. But you can see like that cloud coverage really starts early in the morning, and as we make our way through the day, the sun will start to peek out more and more. So if you want to study on Landis tomorrow for your midterms, I highly recommend because I will be definitely doing that. And in terms of our sports, we have women's soccer tonight at Louisville, Kentucky with a lot of rain. So hopefully these girls don't get too drenched while we have 90% chance of rain throughout the entire night. The conditions are pretty comfortable to go out and play soccer. But if you're planning on staying there for the weekend, those temperatures will drop. 43 on Saturday is ridiculously cold in my opinion. But again, beautiful days there in Louisville, Kentucky. If you are headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the ITA All-Americans Championships for men's tennis, Beautiful, beautiful conditions, no chance of rain at all. Lovely sun with some lovely temperatures, cool in the morning, and they will get warmer as you go on through the day. So perfect if you wanted to get cooler temperatures in the morning and again warmer throughout the day. And FSU football versus Virginia Tech here at Doak Campbell Stadium on Saturday. The temperatures should be mighty nice. 84 is quite comfortable here, and we will see no chance of rain, even though that cold front will be passing. And as that cold front does pass, you can see those temperatures drastically drop from 68 Friday as our low to 50 on Saturday. So we will be experiencing fall, hopefully here in Tallahassee, but beautiful sun, beautiful coverage, and a lovely day to go out and study, and good luck on all of your midterms. This is student meteorologist Joy Lone, and have a lovely night.